This went right into another video. Hold on. Huh. Press the stop button twice. I was gonna start a new one anyway. So, welcome back. Northstar here with another Alpha Centauri Let's Play. This is not the expansion because of issues Windows 11 now causes with the expansion of this game, which has not yet been fixed. Hopefully, Good Old Games or at least fix. I don't remember if this version, if I own the game on Good Old Games. I think I might, despite this actually being a copy of the XC from my CD of the game, but I think I also own it on Good Old Games as well. If not, if they did the fix, I might buddy rebuy it just so I can play the expansion again. It's that good of a game, and the expansion really adds to it. So, I just got a materials pod, helped me build the formers, UNHQ quicker. I'm doing yet another one. Lots of formers early on. Some will get destroyed by mindworms on occasion. It's a risk you take, but there's a lot of terraforming I want to do. Some for defense, like sensor arrays and forests to crowd out xenofungus and eventually removing some fungus, cutting it back from my bases so they don't get attacked by mindworms, which can hide and move faster. In fungus, they treat fungus as roads, so they can move 3 tiles a turn in the fungus. Excuse me, I am doing a recycling tank in World Health Organization because they do want the Human Genome Project, though. I'm taking a very economic approach. Could do even more scout patrols, but peacekeepers are an economic faction. If I pay terribly for it and lose, well, though it can always be another Let's Play. Taking some risk. Make this
production complete.
Faster and potentially more interesting.
Production complete.
That base named you in Defense Command. One of the things is I never run out of names playing the UN for stuff. It can be an agency or a base for everything. When I played the free drones, it's a little harder to come up with names, although I ended up doing is naming things Mondragon this, Mondragon that. I think there's one of the generic base names is a reference to Mondragon, which is the Mondragon Corporation. It's a network of workers cooperative based in Spain. It's the largest network of workers cooperatives in the world. I think it's got something like almost 100 workers co-ops. They're each like a small business, so some as few as like a dozen members, but it's a very big network. Workers cooperatives are worker-owned businesses, and that is socialism, so it fits with the free drones. So calling, Mondragon machine manufacturing, Mondragon port, Mondragon this, that's the naming scheme I used in my last free drones campaign. UN, I just named things like agency of whatever I come up with, and I did a believers run once, and all these references to like evangelical religious songs and such. In the past, I spent some time in evangelical church, more for community, and I got to be quite cynical of the beliefs of the people there. Some of them being somewhat hypocritical and not as sincere at all in what they believed. I'm a socialist, but I'm also Christian. I'm not opposed to religion, but I see a lot of people who use Christianity as an excuse to hate people and discriminate rather than actually being, like Jesus, who was all about protecting the poor and the vulnerable, and treating each other as you would wish to be treated, basically. I have no tolerance for hypocrites, and there are far too many of them who call themselves Christians, but really, they're not Christian. They're not. There's passages in the Bible about people like that, and the end is they'll approach God and he'll say, I did not know you. And that's pretty accurate. These kinds of people are terrible human beings. Anyways, how long do I have to base grows? A bit. Let's cultivate a farm here. Because next up there'll be a Centauri, but it'll be next to fungus, and the former could die. If I'm unlucky. Send the alien artifact back to the space where it's safer, and the base doesn't directly border any fungus. I don't need a scout patrol on it. But if a mine worm crawls out of it, it's better to have a scout patrol on the base and be ready to attack immediately. Let's try and go here. Nice, made it. Just to do a little exploration. I'll probably put that scout patrol back in UN Defense Command. Put the scout patrol here. We can actually patrol around. Our Union rover, and it was far enough from any base that it's considered independent and doesn't require support. That's nice. So this scout patrol here can like patrol here. Sometimes they'll see worms that are crawling over open terrain. Knowing where they are give me the potential to try and line up attacks on them instead of having to defend. So the former doesn't directly border any fungus tiles, so I do not have to worry about them being attacked instantly, although they're a little exposed to a worm crawl out here where I could have attacked for the scout patrol and I can't. Can't immediately, anyhow. But I patrol all the way here and see. I can see more worms further away. This way is the idea. All right, I do not like the how exposed this former is. I don't want to pass through 2 fungus files. More chance of spawning mine worms. But I'd like to try and get the rover on this tile, so at least there's a chance the former surviving if it's attacked. Farms to add to pop growth. In Civ-type games, population growth expansion are very important early game and are often underutilized. Before Civ 5, it was earlier Civ games, especially. Well, yeah, before Civ 5, it was quite valuable to build lots of cities fairly close together. Try and cram in a lot of them, although there are mechanics that hurt that in 3 and 4. But allows you to go a bit taller in terms of getting the most from a limited amount of land. Alpha Centauri, land's often abundant, but it's still worthwhile because there are fewer mechanics that prevent that from being worthwhile. Yeah, I know some players hate managing lots of bases, but if you don't want to manage them all, just turn on the governors and let the AI do it for you. People get too, oh, I must have perfect efficiency. I kind of like the micro, sometimes, even if it's sometimes stressful. Feels like I'm accomplishing something, in a way. It's also not, it's not wicked over the top. Hmm. I think I'd like to try and cut the xenofungus back from the HQ, so that there'd be no chance of you and HQ being attacked by worms I couldn't see ahead of time. Yep, managed to make it into the xenofungus without immediately, without spawning worms. Nice. All of these formers cut back that fungus. Made defense easier. Actually, change this to scout patrol. I think of it with how far the HQ is from any military reinforcements. No, there is a... What am I saying? There's the scout rover. I'm fine with the Uni rover. It's not a scout rover and doesn't prevent me having to prototype my own rovers, but that'll provide some defense, and my worms attack a former. They could lose, though it's unlikely. Alright, best do some more exploration. Probably use that scout patrol eventually.
Request confirmation.
You know, let's actually hurry this. Sorry, I was thinking about that for a while. If I'm going to get the Human Genome Project, I need to get that recycling tank done very soon. The AI might be trying to get the secret project already on this difficulty.
Production complete.
Cool. Won't queue it though, because that can actually alert the AI that you're going to be trying to run it, and then they'll try and beat you to it. Because there's actually a this. If someone has a project even queued, it'll show up here, even if you haven't got contact with that faction, I'm pretty sure. Or may be dependent on having contact with at least one faction, but still. No point doing it right this second. should do here is build a road here that'll connect the UNHQ to the river network. Help them. No, I probably actually want it here. Yeah. Still one turn movement of infantry between these two bases, but this would be more useful for getting stuff out this way later. Such as to clear xenofungus here and set up mines. And all these rocky tiles. There's actually a couple of them. Does it take 2 turns to road? Actually, it's... Whatever. Because of forest and stuff, it must just take 2 turns regardless there. Maybe because of the river. Alright. minutes of recording here. 5 turns to social psych, and they can get ethical calculus, hopefully. Which is a set of mathematical laws or rules. Describe what's the ethical outcome. Ethical decision. It's basically based on moral utilitarianism given mathematical values, is I think what's sort of represents. Which moral utilitarianism is not a bad ideology. I personally find sympathy with it, but the main problem with it is always figuring out what is the outcome that benefits the greatest number of people. Depending on what is, how much, what helps people how much. And also, there are other things to be given values. Mathematical values that aren't based on moral utilitarianism, but anyways, it's probably part of liking moral utilitarianism, being Christian who knew that Jesus preached very left-wing ideas, despite the way many religious people portray it. These things both led me towards socialism eventually, because socialism is based to a degree on moral utilitarianism. It also emerges partly from the traditions of left-wing Christianity, and then the final piece of the puzzle is dialectical materialism. These 3 influences combined really to give rise to Marxism and modern socialism. And in fact, separate traditions like the Christian socialist tradition isn't actually dialectical materialist. Let's see if... Okay. Yep, the rover made it there, but it took 2 movement. Okay. Keep patrolling, basically, so I can possibly spot my worms before they attack. Ideally. Nice. An energy source. And this is a landmark. Growing crater. Thought it represents some kind of bonus, but maybe I was mistaken. I thought the mesa had some. Anyways, it's a landmark. There's a mesa there. Hmm. Scout Patrol's designated defender this tile, so the alien artifact will not be the one attacked. If worse comes to worse. Could risk trying to move the alien artifact through the fungus unescorted, but it's probably not a good idea. Put both these units on alert. Probably is irrelevant. And it can... I think what it does is it has them... oh yeah, now I remember. It has them basically sleep and end their turn, doing nothing unless an enemy unit comes in range. So that's fine for now. The alien artifact keeping the defense command. As a last-ditch defense of the base. And also because it's not safe to get it back anywhere else. There is a mindworm. Mindworm. Of course, attacking at 1/3 strength. Very bad idea. Very, very, very bad idea. But I know it's
Turn
there.
complete.
Thankfully, this game, unlike some, still shows things at their last known position, even when they're in fog of war. So, this is one of the little quality of life things that the game has that shows the attention to detail in this wonderful game. Alright. At least I know where one of the mindworms is. Unfortunately, yeah, it moved into the fungus and was able to attack. But it would have been attacking 1/3 strength would have been even worse than defending. Would have been 2-to-1 odds against the unit instead of 2-to-3 against the unit. So it's time to get there, away from the fungus. Move the Scout Patrol here.
Terraform complete.
So I'm going to move the other one to the base where it can heal faster. Rover on alert for, well, a turn. Next turn I'll need to take it off. Otherwise it could potentially have it skip its turn when I need to follow the rovers elsewhere. Let's go here. It's always good to be on rivers. Here I don't have to try moving to xenofungus on a river. Control along here. Or actually go here and then try and reach that pod this turn.
Turn
Probably
complete.
better do it with the scout patrol though. Excuse me. Defense command will just be building lots of scout patrols for now. Let's find
Mineral
out.
resources.
Nice. Mineral resources are, by the way, one of the things that's uncapped, meaning I can get more than 2 minerals in my current tech. Here. It already produces 3. This tile can be increased further than that. Useful. Definitely useful. Guess I'll just patrol this fungus.
Terraform complete.
Make my way here. Maybe from the end of the River Expressway. I don't know. Yeah. Hadn't come to this unit's turn, so it hadn't skipped its turn yet. I'll just skip turn. I'm a little worried about all this xenofungus. If I can cut it along the river, it makes it harder for mineworms from way out here to approach defense command, at least in the south. Of course, I could also use sensor array here. Do I gradually cut away at fungus or build a sensor array where I can't quite guarantee it won't get Ian yet? By a mineworm, they can destroy them. I probably should cut away at the fungus a little first till I have more units available. Keep removing that fungus. Slowly and carefully. Let's put a sensor array
Complete.
here so I can see worms in this tile. Close all these.
Turn complete.
Farm completed. I should probably build a road here though before I go tap tile. I think of it. So road sense array. Since I'm probably gonna double back this way after. Am I though? Well, actually, probably sense array here. I could just do a forest here and here, and the flat and arid tiles. Yeah, that's probably. Leave it be then. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be.
Production complete.
All right. Hear the kind of alien music. Oh, this is a little louder than I'd like. Shouldn't want the main volume louder, so I'm not tempted to raise the volume and to make the music more audible, and then have the other noises be deafening. Let's raise the computer volume, which also make the main menu music more problematic. There we go. Scout Patrol should be a designated defender too. Alright, let's get this bloody sensor array built. Solar array. What do I try and deal with the fungus? Solar array. Solar collector. That's 6 turns? 6? Bloody A. Maybe I want since right here, so we can provide defense bonuses to you in HQ. Nah, should pretty much never be defending base against mine worms. It's dumb. Do a sensor right first, because losing a losing a former or something to my worm is probably a much bigger deal. Not having one more energy a turn.
Turn complete.
Keep exploring off this way. Probably find a faction somewhere out that way. You shouldn't be alone on this content, most likely. High Master, I'm actually turn the volume down. The music, which is probably advisable. Alright, so the menu music being so loud.
Request confirmation.
12 minerals for 13 energy? Heck yeah. And Scout Rover. Still need to do defense, but I'd rather have more cost-effective units a little bit. Yeah, it's good.
Production complete. I think on a road south of the HQ.
both because it's flat there. Cut through this flat terrain to connect out here. But it'll help the mobile units be able to strike further out. So just to get mine worms here. Or to double back to World Health Organization quicker if need be. Yep, road will be one turn next turn. And a explore. Another unipod. Yay. Trying to reach that pod now that I can. The sensor right there.
Turn complete.
Still have that former defended.
Insufficient energy.
58 for 29. Yeah, this is 2 energy per minute. Good price, for sure. Barring something unforeseen, maybe next turn. I will, hurry the recycling tanks to World Health Organization. And start on Human Genome Project. Or I could do the weather paradigm, which is also extremely valuable. And the Gaians might try and grab before me. Ah, a monolith. This unit's in a little bit danger so far from, well, anything else. So I'll upgrade it to discipline so mine worms won't eat it. Especially because I know there's worms in this area from earlier. Was it someone came out of a unipod or something?
Terraform complete.
Keep patrolling, looking for worms in advance.
resources.
Nutrient resources and a dimensional gate. So dimensional gate will help with exploration a little. So next to another unipod here too.
Turn complete. Request confirmation.
Yep. Recycling tanks. Next turn will start on the Human Genome Project. Trying to get golden ages in my bases quicker. So we're noting golden ages add +1 to economy, which gives an extra energy in a base, so help with teching, among many things. Yes, the military is the Gaians. That means they probably captured some mine worms. Which the Gaians have the ability to do right from the start of the game. Because you can't do it unless you have at least +1 planet, which they have. It's a reason potentially go green economics as a faction, but especially for the Gaians. Ying's expanding aggressively, interesting. And the university is teching and building up. We're playing reasonably well. Save. And go.
If you can discover a better way of life than office holding for your future rulers, a well-governed city becomes a possibility. For only in such a state will those rule who are truly rich, not in gold, but in the wealth that makes happiness, a good and wise life. Plato, The Republic, data links.
Yep. Republic by Plato. I think it's one of his few written works. Not much of what Plato said he wrote down. A lot of we come by way of Aristotle, if I remember correctly. The overcrowding aboard the Uni following the premature wake-up caused terrible conditions for the crew, but also generated valuable data concerning humans under extreme environmental stresses. Analysis of this data provides the first comprehensive mathematical insight into the social psychology of humans. But yeah. Secrets of the first to discover any secrets tech gets a free tech, but the university has almost certainly already teched secrets of the human brain at this point. It allows fundamentalist society. I guess the idea being, when you understand the brain better, it's easier to organize a government around a set of fundamentalist ideals, which could be religious, like with believers, but it could be even, Marxist fundamentalism or something, or militarist fundamentalism with the Spartans, or any number of things. So to manipulate people to get them to be more loyal to a set of ideas. Fortunately, I didn't roll ethical calculus as a choice yet. It's not available. might want applied physics. Particularly because I can build recon rovers instead of scout rovers. Building rovers anyways to deal with mine worms, it makes sense. Yeah, I'll do applied physics.
It is every citizen's final duty to go into the tanks and become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang. Ethics for tomorrow.
Yeah, the first time you build a base facility, you get a nice little quote like that. Peacekeeper workers build the first base facility. Sister Miriam already built a base facility 10 turns ago? Wow. Ooh. Yeah, the believers are doing well.
Project initiated.
And I already have some overflow in this. Looks like I have 5 minerals, but the overflow from their cycle tanks. Completion. Why is it 5? It should be less than 5, I would think. That's 2 there.
Project initiated.
5 there. Weird. Really weird. Anyways. Save to turn on it. Oh no, I know it's 2 and it's showing that it's gonna have 3. Because yeah, their cycle tank said to production anyways. It was 2 overflow from before. Maybe instant. Anyways. World Health Organization doing the Human Genome Project. It's appropriate naming of bases, and this will speed up. It won't take 66 years as the population grows. And that adds to minerals, and some of these units either get killed or I switch them to support from other bases. So 6 turns after Scout Rover, I'll be able to start making Recon Rovers. Nice. Provide a little time to maybe start work. Well, actually, I'll probably just start. It doesn't matter what I start. I'll probably switch to Recon Rover unit headquarters, or and maybe a recycling tank. No. Or colony pod. It's going to get overpopulated there otherwise. Yeah, probably a colony pod. Cool. Fungus is removed from here. This would be a good place for a forest to just passively remove some fungus. Flat and moist. Might want to build a road first, though. That'll allow units to move from World Health Organization. Go boom, boom. And here, guaranteed in 1 turn. Yeah. Road first, then forest.
Terraform complete. Could send the formers. Yeah, I might want to do that. Send it to Monolith. I don't know if they can get an upgrade, but build a road.
No, you can't upgrade formers, but we'll build a road on the monolith. So units can make their way out here. Like the rover will be able to go 1, 2, 3, and have a whole movement to go here. So headquarters is connected by a road to a monolith, and here there's a road. They'll just go out into forest. And maybe I'll connect it to this farm. I have to rebuild it someday due to mine worms. It'll be quicker with the road. Assuming the farm probably gets destroyed before the road. Yeah, I'll do that. I might build a mine on that rock here when I clear it out. I'm running a little low on minerals. Would help with the colony pod faster. I need not build a road to it immediately because mineral cap, but nee. That'd be not much different than farm mines. It's not a good idea. Never mind. But yeah, certainly didn't hurt to clear back the fungus a little further. And I'll take a risk to explore. It's enough. I need this unit to get back to this former. Monolith.
Turn
That
complete.
unit. Discipline, reduce the chance of it dying. Sometimes I won't want to investigate monoliths right off, so definitely not saying always investigate, but
Insufficient energy.
no. I didn't want to hurry, obviously I couldn't. I just wanted to see how many minerals left. But whatever. I forget, it doesn't tell me. At least not. I think in the expansion it might tell you how many minerals are left, but I could be wrong. Little UI fixes. Maybe that was one of the unofficial patches that had that in. By colony pod after the scout patrol. I can't not expand this at least. I swap to reconner over if I lose a unit. This thing isn't made.
Terraform complete.
Alright. This video is going to be in about an hour, so I'm going to cut it here. Wish you folks all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, adieu.